Wait, can you hear me? Good evening from Normal Community. I am Andrew Nauer alongside Brady Phelps, and we also have a couple other fellow Inkspotters listening in, including Pranav Bukya, Yusuf Abed, and Nico Salvati throughout the game. So they're making the trip out tonight. This is our pregame show. We've got Coach's Corner with both head coaches. A hype look at this year's squad and tonight's starter before the anthem. Let's jump in with a quick hype video for the girls team.
When the storm rolls in, most run from it. They see the dark clouds. They feel the wind shift.
And they turn the other way. Cows run away from the storm.
But the bison run into the storm.
Be the bison.
Head down, shoulders squared.
The bison runs into the storm.
They face what's coming.
Because the faster you face it, the faster you rise through it.
Be a bison. Be fearless.
Be relentless.
Be relentless.
Be fearless. Be a bison. This season, we don't run from the storm. We charge into it.
Into pressure, into noise, into every challenge.
Because that's what Iron basketball does.
We don't avoid the work, we embrace it. We don't wait for the storm to pass.
We become it. We are bison. We are Ironmen.
We are Ironmen.
We are Ironmen. We are Ironmen.
We are Ironmen.
We're bison.
We face the storm together.
This is Iron basketball. This is Iron basketball. This is Iron basketball.
And there's your hype video for the 2025-2026 girls basketball Normal Community Ironman team. What a great look at the team. That gets me going for the team, courtesy of Mr. Brad Bovenkirk. Did a great job on that. He worked so hard. We're so grateful to have him. And now we'll take a look at the roster intro video. And you'll be meeting the new faces of Normal Community girls basketball.
Ashlyn Melbourne, senior, and I play the 4.
Jocelyn Schill, sophomore, forward.
I'm Ava Turner, and I'm a senior, and I'm a shooting guard.
Haley Michaels, senior, point guard.
Brooke Niekamp, senior, post.
Addison Taylor, senior, guard.
Izzy Beckler, senior, forward.
Lily Witzig, junior, guard.
I'm Taylor Williams. I'm a guard and I'm a junior. Annalise Oliver. I'm a sophomore and I'm a guard.
I'm Sophia Mack. I'm a junior, and I'm a guard.
Ella Michaelak, senior, small forward. Zoe Wilde, point guard, 2026.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm alongside Pranav Bukya, staff writer, and Dave Feeney and Dave Witzig, head coaches of the boys and girls basketball team. It's opening week for the Ironmen. We're going to be previewing the season. Pranav, would you like to get us started?
Yeah, but first we're going to alternate questions between head coaches. Let's get right to it.
Coach Witzig, you're coming off a Sweet 16 in March and a state runner-up a year ago. What are you doing in practice to hone in and prepare your guys for another year of success?
It's going to be a lot different this year. I've been very lucky to have 6'9" guys at our school for many years. And so the last 4 or 5 years, we focused on getting the ball to the 6'9" guys by the basket because they were really good basketball players. We don't have a 6'9" guy this year. We don't have a big, strong post player. So it's going to look different. So it's we've been preparing our offense to be a little bit different without a guy in the post.
Okay. Coach Feeney, the IR have set a standard the last 4 years, winning 116 games and 4 regional titles, plus Intercity and State Farm Classic success. How will this roster kind of keep your program aligned with that standard?
Yeah, I think when you talk about the standards, just playing really, really hard and playing together, being ridiculously unselfish. This group will do those things. I don't know how we'll do coming right out of the gate because we have a lot of inexperience that we're going to have to do a good job as coaches is helping them along, helping them to relax, just be themselves. But I think by the end of the season, we're definitely going to meet that standard and be a really good basketball team.
All right. Coach Woodsy, you talk about having guys in the paint, 6'9", Kobe Walker, Jaheim Weber for now 4 years now. With those guys off at Division I school, what changes offensively and defensively?
Yeah, we're gonna our offense is gonna be more spread out, so you won't see a guy sitting in the post asking for the ball. So hopefully we're gonna see guys make a bunch of threes. We're gonna see guys drive to the basket now. You have to score in the paint in high school basketball to win, and we're gonna have to do it differently. It's gonna have to be guys driving and cutting in there instead of throwing it to a guy who can make a good post move. So we've been working really hard on kind of some new offensive ideas. I think this is going to be one of the fastest offensive teams I've coached. We're kind of known for being slow and methodical because of our big guys, and so we're going to have to really ramp up the pace this year.
Coach Finney, kind of going off what you said in your last answer, you've got 8 seniors on a 13-man roster, but only 3 logged meaningful minutes last season. What did you build into the offseason to make sure that these less experienced seniors are ready for that live varsity speed?
Yeah, well, I think one thing is even going back to last season, them going against our kids last year was really, really good for them. One thing that we've kind of built into our program that I think is kind of unique in girls basketball, especially in the area, is kids kind of paying their dues and waiting their turn, so to speak. If you look around a lot of girls' rosters, there's a lot of freshmen, ton of sophomores that get significant playing time. That's fairly rare in our program. We do have a couple sophomores in Jocelyn Schilb and Annie Oliver who will get some time for us this year. But I think by the time that some of our juniors and seniors get to log those meaningful minutes, they're kind of chomping at the bit to get their turn. I love the fact that some of them were frustrated last year because they thought they were ready. And so now it's their time to prove it, and they're hungry to do so.
Last year, you had Andrew Nauer and Jerome Bird leading the way in minutes, second and third behind Kobe Walker. With those ball handlers back, what does that unlock for your pace in late game situations?
That's huge. High school basketball, you need good guards. You need great guards to win and to go far march. And so we're fortunate to have our starting backcourt from last year's team back. So I think a lot of people are forgetting that two of our most experienced players, they have to handle the ball. And in our conference in 4A basketball, there's a lot of defensive pressure. So having those two guys, it's just huge. They need to lead. They play a lot of basketball. They've lifted a lot of weights to get ready for this. So we need those two guys to lead our team because the ball is going to be in their hands a lot. We have some other good guards coming up too, so I'm excited about our guard play. But those two guys, with their experience, they were on the floor last year in the Sweet 16 game against Quincy when there was 4,000 Quincy fans there, and it was an incredible atmosphere. And so they know what it's like, and so we're going to need them to be one of the leaders of our team.
This year, Haley Michaels is your lone returning starter. Who should fans expect alongside Michaels in that starting lineup Saturday, and what roles are you counting on from the group?
I think we've got really a lot of kids that are going to be able to contribute this year, but I think you mentioned Haley. We're expecting big things from Haley, just like Coach Witchy just said about his guys. When you've been there in the heat of battle, you kind of have a calming influence on the rest of the team, and I think Haley definitely exhibits that type of leadership. Zoe Wilde, Sophia Mack, Ashton Wellborn, Lily Witzig, who knows this guy a little bit, Taylor Williams, Jocelyn Schilb, Annie Oliver are just some of the kids. I mean, that's probably a majority of our minutes in that group, to be honest. But other kids are going to contribute. We've got some seniors that, are ready to come off the bench and do some big things. Izzy Beckler, Ella Michalak, Brittany Camp have all had great moments in practice. And still, I'm not mentioning a great shooter like Ava Turner. Like, we have some specialists that can do some things that then it's up to us as coaches to find the right minutes to get them so they can help our team.
You field injuries from 6'7" Jarrell Brown and 6'5" Chase Casson. What versatility do they provide on offense and defense, and how are you looking to deploy them in matchups?
Yeah, they do have some height and length. We don't have the 6'9" strong bruiser, but we do have a lot of length. We're not super wide and strong, but Chase did a great job rebounding for us last year. Jarrell had some great moments. He had 5 threes against Peoria High last year. So those guys came off the bench most of the year, and they're high-end players. They have a high ceiling. They can handle the ball. They can shoot the three. They can penetrate. They can pass. They can rebound. And so, yeah, those two guys are going to be counted on to do a lot of things because they're very highly skilled. That's why we need to spread the floor out and give them opportunities to do some things they can do well.
Compared to recent seasons, your top players are pretty undersized. What versatility to how does that shape your offensive spacing and your defensive approach, whether that's pressure, switching, or rebounding emphasis?
Yeah, rebounding is going to be huge for us. And quite honestly, it's a major concern heading into the season. It's something that we're going to have to really work on and be conscious of. We're always telling our kids it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. So we need some fight in us. We also need that same mentality defensively. We got to do a better job of containing the ball and keeping it in front this year. Last year, we would kind of funnel things toward Marco. Reyna last year solved a lot of problems for us, just being a great help defender. So we got to do a better job of just containing, keeping the ball in front, making kids take tough shots. And then, as you just said, we got to rebound the basketball. And then offensively, we kind of the same format we've been using. Even though we had some size, we've kind of been known for spreading the floor, getting the ball in the paint through penetration, not just through paint touches through the post, but also when we feed the post, turning our post player almost into a distributor and a guard, more so than just a finisher. So getting them to look to kick out. In girls basketball, so many teams collapse once you throw that ball in. We got to make sure we keep them honest. And one great thing we have going for us, we have a lot of kids that can put the ball in the basket from the perimeter. So when you can do that, you force teams to come out, and then they're more susceptible to being attacked inside.
You have another demanding schedule. You got East Peoria, Alton, Richwood, Zaniqua Valley, some of them very talented teams. How do these regular season tests shape you for February and March?
It's so fun. I mean, we are in a great spot geographically for the state, and since we're 4A, we are constantly looking for some great competitions in our non-conference schedule. We have a great basketball conference, boys basketball conference, and but we get to travel. You play 31 games, and I think 10 of them are conference games, so you have to come up with a lot of non-conference games, and it is so fun to travel around the state, play these different teams. We're looking forward to playing Alton. They're supposed to be one of the better teams from the south. We play East Peoria. They're supposed to be one of the better teams in Peoria area. We're going up north to the Wheaton tournament, and we play a bunch of suburb schools. And when you play suburb schools, it's a whole different kind of refereeing and ball games. And so it's really fun to be where we're at in the state, so we can travel around and play these different teams. Play Cardinal Ritter on a Monday in February. One of the best teams in St. Louis is coming up to play us. So just really fun to play different teams. We're playing guys that are going to be playing college basketball. I turned on the TV the other night. Michigan's playing, and Merez Johnson is out there, and we played him, and so it's just fun to play those teams, and those are all great learning experiences to get you ready for March.
You won 9 straight against Normal West. How do you make sure that this group doesn't overlook a rival that you've dominated in recent years, especially in an opener?
Every year is different. Our kids know that. This group, one thing that helps is Normal West kicked our butt this summer. So our kids know that Normal West is super talented, young, very athletic. Every year it's kind of its own thing. We've had a great run here over the past several years, and these kids are anxious to put their own kind of stamp on it, but they know that nothing's going to be given to them. So I think that they have a chip on their shoulder. As I said earlier, when they've kind of waited their turn, so to speak, and they want to prove now that they can do it. But we know every team in the Intercity is going to pose a huge challenge no matter what's happened in the past.
Taking a look at boys at Intercity, what do you see the teams? What challenges might they pose?
Intercity is a very unique tournament. If you look at what other schools are doing, they're playing their Thanksgiving tournaments, and they play teams from all over the state, teams that they're not very familiar with, and they only play them one time, and that's it. But we're playing our arch rivals, who we know really well, who the guys who play pickup basketball with in the summer, and every game is going to be tough. I look back in the state year 2 years ago, Normal West, in that first game of the year, gave us one of our closest games of the year, one of our toughest games. And so you just never know. Talent is kind of thrown out the window. And everybody's kind of gunning for us since we're the biggest school in town. And it does. It poses a lot of challenges, and it's great though. You really learn a lot about your team. You come running out of there at Wesleyan. There's 2,000, 3,000 fans there at the game number one, and people are hooting and hollering. So you really learn about your team. How are we going to be able to handle the bright lights now that the season started? And those are just great opportunities to learn and grow.
Going off my last question, West will have played 3 games.
What? Hello, everybody. We are live from Normal Community High School as you're watching Ironmen take on the Wildcats in a crosstown rivalry.
Guys, you aren't live yet.
Okay, I thought so. I had to keep talking.
He's yelling at me.
You can hear that?
He's so loud.
I couldn't hear myself.
So loud.
Nothing's on for the green.
Pronounce 4.
Yeah.
God damn it.
1, 2. Pranav is supposed to be number 3, but he took the wrong headset. Gosh dang it, Pranav. Okay. They're unmuted, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if they're here.
nothing for some reason. Nothing for some reason. Yeah. No, look.
They're hearing stuff, and they're not supposed to.
They can hear
They're
each
not hearing stuff. They're hearing
but
stuff.
they can hear each other because it's like they can do that. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a second, and then I'll.
Catch all the action this season, every Friday night home game, streaming live on NCHSInkspot.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Normal Community. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Normal Community High. As we watch the Hello, everybody, and welcome to Normal Community High. As we watch the Ironmen kick off their season, the 2025-2026 season, they take on the Normal West Wildcats, who are 2-1 hanging in the contest. They have wins over Edwardsville and Bloomington. They're 1-0 in intercity play. This is the first game for the Ironmen, the first intercity game and regular season game. There's a couple of questions that we have. You know, they've lost their top 5 scorers, but they return ball handlers like Zoe Wilde, Haley Michaels, and they return 8 seniors that have been playing behind a very successful crew the past couple of seasons. The Ironmen have won 4 intercity championships in a row, but Coach Dave Feeney is not worried about that. He wants his team to worry about what they have to do to get the job done this season. The Wildcats have played 3 games so far this week. Andrew, can you talk a little bit about what advantage that might give the Ironmen, having those fresher legs in this contest?
Yeah, they definitely have fresh legs, but there's also a sort of thing about getting a game under your chest. Having 1 game under your belt is extremely crucial. For West, having 3 games under their belt, that's definitely an advantage to them. You know, you could say Normal Community has fresh legs, but I would say Normal West has an advantage over Community, regardless of how well they play tonight.
Yeah, they do have more experience. They only have 3 seniors on the roster, a rather young crew. They're still trying to figure things out, just as Normal Community is.
I would say you talk about those experienced guards like Zoe Wilde, Ashley Welber, Haley Michaels. Haley Michaels actually earned a starting spot midway through the season for the Normal Community Ironmen last year. It's so crucial not only to have someone in the front court to return, but Haley Michaels is in the back court. Having someone who has experience with the ball, you're going to see pressure in 4A basketball in the Big 12 Conference. So, having someone like her who's played in the big games, played in intercity, played in conference games, played in playoff games. They won 27 games in the regional championship last year. That's going to be really crucial for them, and they're going to lean on those senior ball handlers.
Yeah, it will be crucial to lean on those guards for the Ironmen. Head coach Dave Feeney has talked to us a lot about spacing it out rather than getting it to the post. You had nearly 6-foot Marco Reynolds in the post last year. She did a phenomenal job at posting girls up and getting buckets and grabbing rebounds, but they're going to have to go to a more spaced out attack. They can shoot threes, that's for sure. We've seen that last year. Haley Michaels led the team in three-point percentage, so we'll see if she can replicate that success this year.
As we head to the anthem here, stick with us.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to Normal Community High School. Fans of Normal West High School. The State Farm and House. Bloomington Normal Intercity Athletics is proud to announce State Farm as the title sponsor of State Farm Bloomington Normal Intercity Basketball Tournament. We want to welcome everyone tonight and remind you to support the mission of the HSA and Scholastic Athletics by always promoting the ideals of pop sport. Once again, we would like to welcome everyone in attendance tonight, remind you to support the mission of the IHSA and Scholastic Athletics by always promoting the ideals of positive sportsmanship. Show your support to all players, coaches, fans, and today's officials by cheering for them in an encouraging and positive manner. We are all here to cheer for our teams, not against anyone else. Thank you for cooperation and good luck to both teams. At this time, we ask that you please stand, remove your hat, and face the flag as we play the national anthem. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Normal Ironmen. At guard, 5'5" senior. Number 12, Michaels. At guard, 5'8" junior. Number 21, Taylor Williams. Also at guard, 5'8" junior. Number 31, Sophia Mack. At 1'4", the 6'1" sophomore, number 4, Jocelyn Schmidt. And the other forward is a 5'3" senior, number 51, Zoe. They are going to coach by Dave Beatty. And now the starting lineup for the Normal West Wildcats. At guard, the 5'3" sophomore, number 3, Braylon Ellison. At guard, 5'6" junior, number 10, Kylie Wilson. The third guard is a 5'10" junior, number 12, Avery Dodge. At 1'4", a 5'9" junior, number 5, Journey Johnson. And the other forward is a 5'9" senior, number 11, Haley Upton. The Wildcats are coached by Corey Osling.
We are back as we get ready to tip off the Normal Community girls basketball season. versus the Wildcats, Intercity matchup. The Wildcats are 1-0, Ironmen 0-0 yet to play. The Ironmen win the tip. Goes to Haley Michaels. She'll take it up the court. She hands it to Wildy. Driving, looking in the corner to Taylor Williams. Back to the top of the key. A lot of ball movement so far. Wildy's driving. She's fouled on the drive.
Yeah, you see some of that spread look already from the Ironmen. Looks like a 4-out, 1-in with Jocelyn Shibb in the post. We saw some ball handling out of Jocelyn Shibb. Coach Feeney says she can do that as well, but look for some more 4-out, 5-out looks that the Ironmen continue using.
Shibb is a sophomore, the only sophomore starting tonight. The rest are juniors and seniors. On the wing is Mack. She'll look to drive, puts it up, and no good. They get the tip. That'll be out of bounds, Wildcat ball.
Yeah, you can already kind of see Shibb's presence there. He didn't get the rebound, but already making an impact on the interior with that tip out. And expect to see a lot more of that during this game, it being a crucial factor with West not having as much size.
That is Journey Johnson driving and not getting that one to fall down. But here's a three from the Wildcats, no good. They get the rebound back, but we have a tie-up. A couple of players on the ground there. It's a jump ball. They'll be staying with the Wildcats. Yeah, you talk about that size down low. Last year, the leading rebounder, Marco Reynolds, has graduated, along with Raina Powers and Kenna Malinowski. All long, almost 6 foot. But we'll see how the Ironmen can recover and rebound that ball. It'll be a point of emphasis. Here's a drive, no good, and out of bounds, going the Ironman way.
Yeah, especially with that rebounding. You know, they had Powers, they had Marco Reynolds. Kenna Malinowski had that rare blend of rebounding and shooting. This all-time leader in three-pointers in Ironman history, so they're going to miss that shooting, and along with some of that lost size is her lost shooting, so we'll see how the Ironman looks going at that.
See a steal from the Wildcats, had her other way, one-on-one, and that is good. Our first points of the day from number 12, Avery Dodge. Here's a kick to Michaels in the corner. She shot fakes, working her defender. She'll look down low and fouled as they try to get that to Shibb.
Yeah, Zoe Wilde is definitely going to be a valuable ball handler for the Ironmen. She saw meaningful time last year and handled the ball as well, but other points in the season last year, Dave Feeney just told her to chill out a little bit, let the game come to her, and kind of see her forcing a bit there, turning it over.
Here's a well-drawn-up play off the inbound. Three-pointer's no good. Wildcats head the other way on a fast break. Dodge driving the basket, a beautiful spin move, no good though. We've got another tie-up. This will be a jump ball. Now the Ironmen have the advantage, going the other way. We see a full court pressure from the Wildcats here. We'll see what the experienced ball handlers, Michaels and Wildy, can do to try to break this press. They get it into Wildy. She methodically pushes it up the court. She'll get across half court, kicks it to Williams on the wing. She's driving and loses control. Wildcats have the ball headed the other way. Dodge drives and kicks back out. Now Johnson with the ball driving, and she traveled on that one. That'll be Ironman ball.
Yeah, Journey Johnson, a dynamic driver for Normal West, but you see the Ironmen are playing off of her almost like the Big 12 logo, letting her shoot, kind of making her beat him with the three-pointer if she likes to, but probably not going to see her attempt many of those, which is why the Ironmen are sagging back.
Yeah, it's kind of see a little bit of scouting from head coach Dave Feeney there. He's seen 3 games out of the Wildcats so far. The Ironmen have no tape to show so far. That is an advantage. Wildy's driving baseline, and she is fouled hard. Ball will stay with the Ironmen.
We'll see how they kind of try to involve the post here. Haven't seen many post looks. We'll see the 4 out and the Ironman guards trying to get in the paint, but we haven't really seen any effort at a post entry. So we'll see how that progresses as the game goes along.
Yeah, we've seen 3 fouls called on the Wildcats to see what that impact will have, if there's any foul trouble. There's a tip ball on the sideline. The Ironmen get it back up top to Michaels. She'll kick it to Williams on the wing, a shot fake. She's driving. She tries to get to Shib. And Shib picks up the foul there, fighting for the ball. Wildcats behead the other way.
Ironman foul number 4, Jocelyn Schill. Her first.
See our first substitutions from the Ironmen. Ashton Wellborn checking into the game, and Annie Oliver checking the game, the sophomore.
Lily Witzig.
Yeah, Ashton Wellborn also saw some time last year. Maybe a little bit of surprise that she's not starting, given that she was one of the only 3 Ironmen that saw meaningful minutes on varsity last year, but coming off the bench in this game nonetheless.
Here's Dodge with a turnover, a double dribble called there. Wildcats still putting pressure on the Ironmen. You have all 5 white jerseys on the opposite side of the court. A full-blown full-court press here. Michaels breaks it well. Crosses midcourt, gets it to Wellborn on the wing. Williams calling for the ball. She gets it. She'll look to shoot. She kicks it to Witzig. Now Michaels at the top of the key, trying to work her defender. A backcourt cut from Witzig, and that bucket is good. The Ironmen on the board. They tie it up here to 2-2 game with 4:34 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, Braylon Ellison from Normal West with some pressure for Normal West, both in the half court and the full court. Haley Michaels doing a great job of weathering that so far.
They're a nice stop from the Ironmen. 2 ladies just stopping that drive there from Johnson. Williams gets to the top of the key. She finds Witzig on the wing. She's going to let it fly. That is no good. Ironmen get the rebound. Fighting for it down low, and we have our 3rd jump ball of the game today. This time going with the Wildcats.
Jump ball. Wildcat possession.
The Ironmen not afraid to shoot so far. 1 attempt 3 from Taylor Williams, 1 from Lily Witzig that wasn't really off a drive or getting the defense to move, just putting it up there. So the Ironmen definitely leaning on the 3 a little bit more this year with their lack of size and how many guards they have.
Yeah, we saw Wildy and Michaels able to shoot the 3. That was kind of their role last year, spacing it out. Here's a 3 from the Wildcats, no good. Dodge gets the rebound. She goes up, and that is good.
Avery Dodge.
Michaels now pushing the tempo, trying to take advantage. Gets to the Wellborn down the middle, and she traveled. The Wildcats will be taking over.
That's exactly what the full court pressure from the Wildcats wants you to do. Get going quick. Have a quick turnover, quick shot in the lane.
Substitution for the Ironmen, 51.
After Michaels breaks that press, Coach Feeney probably wants them to just pull it out, run their offense, run their sets, run exactly what they want to do.
Now Dodge has it on the wing for the Wildcats. They'll kick it back out to Dodge in the corner. She finds Moon, who gives the number 2 to Braylon Ellison. Now 3 from Wildcats, rattles around, no good. Ironmen get the rebound.
It's a pretty discombobulated offense early here from both teams. Intercity rivalry early in the season.
There's another 3, no good. Wildcats get the rebound, looking to push the tempo here. They'll slow it down and give it to Dodge at the top of the key. She gives it to Harmon. Now to Moon. She's going to let it fly. No good. Wildy gets the rebound. The Ironmen have the numbers here, looking to push the tempo. And a steal, headed the other way. Another fast break. And there's Wildy diving on the ground for the ball. It looked like she was out of bounds there to be staying with the Wildcats, but that slows down the pace of play. We saw back and forth there.
Yeah, 2 quick turnovers from the Ironmen. Just getting sped up by this full court pressure, which is pretty normal early in the season. First time they've seen pressure from someone other than themselves. So pretty standard, but it's already 9 different Ironmen that we've seen. Coach Feeney just trying to get a feel of what works, what lineup works, the rotations, and who he wants to give those minutes to.
Now Ellison at the top of the key looking to shoot, and she will. No good from way downtown. The ball is on the ground, and so are a couple of Wildcats and Ironmen going at it. A physical game so far. We've had our 4th jump ball.
Jump ball. Normal community possession.
Both these teams want it just as much as the other in a crosstown rivalry. Wildcats stick with the press. Off-ball screens, and they'll get it to Wilde. Ironmen have been able to break the press so far, but once they get in the half court, they have struggled taking care of the ball. Here's Witzig on the wing. She gives it to Wellborn. Ironman setting up the offense. They give it down low, and there's a beautiful reverse layup, and that ties this game up 4-4.
Annie Oliver, someone that Coach Feeney talked to, they were going to lean on in addition to Shib as one of their sophomore bigs. As the Wildcat goes in there.
Number 2, Lizzie Kaiser.
Looks like the Wildcats are in a man full court press. They're just trying to work them, trying to zigzag, disrupt their possessions a little bit. And yeah,
And there's a foul on Ellison as she tried to pressure Wilde at the half-court line, trying to get a backcourt violation there.
Wildcat foul number 3, Braylon Ellison, her first, team 4.
3 subs going for the Ironmen. Shib is back in the game, Williams back in the game, and Mack back in the game, all starters. We've seen a rotation from Shilb and Annie Oliver so far, the sophomores. The tallest on the team, filling in for Marco Reynolds, graduated last year. Here's a deflection from the Wildcats off the inbound. It'll be going the other way. Wildcat ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the ref is seeing there. It was clearly off Normal West. Coach Feeney feels the same way.
He's explaining to Feeney now. I guess he saw something we didn't. They get it in, but it's deflected, staying with the Wildcats.
Yeah, all sorts of deflections, jump balls, dives on the floor here in the early going. Everything you would expect in the first quarter of a first game. Obviously, this is West's 4th game, but has all the feels of an opening night for the Ironmen.
Yeah, we've seen the Ironmen get in a couple of passing lanes. The Wildcats are as well. It's been a jump ball, turnover machine. There's a layup attempt, out of bounds. The Ironmen will take over. No screen this time, but they do get it into Michaels. She'll work her defender, now just one-on-one.
Yeah, Braylon Ellison sagging back a little bit after that first foul was called. Felt like it was coming.
Now Wilde driving. She gets to Mack, now to Williams. She's always looking to shoot. She's a lot of confidence in her jumper. And she tried to get to Mack. That goes out of bounds. Be Wildcat ball. We've seen the Ironmen pretty easily be able to break that press on offense. We'll see if the Wildcats will back off of that. Now that they are in their 4th game, they might be getting tired. The Ironmen might be able to wear them down as this game goes on. 32 seconds left in the first quarter. It's a 4-7 ball game. Wildcats move the ball around. Here's Dodge driving baseline. She looks up, but nothing. And a floater, no good. Gets it back, gives it to Ellison. She'll do a step back 3, no good. And Steers gets the rebound, no good. Another rebound for the Wildcats, and a foul with 3 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Ironmen doing a great job of staying in front of their man. Haley Michael was doing a great job of staying in front of Dodge. They're just having a lot of trouble boxing out and getting rebounds here. And give them 4 chances, they're bound to capitalize on 1.
Yeah, that was a point of emphasis that Dave Feeney has said. They're working very hard on in practice. They've even gotten the boys out to join us. They've had a platoon of boys join them in practice to, really get those big bodies, strong bodies versus these girls and make it more difficult for them. First free throw is no good. And the second one also does not drop. The Ironmen get the rebound. They'll have to chuck it up at the buzzer, and it's just short. The Wildcats lead 7-4 at the end of the first quarter.
Community 4. Please welcome the cheer squads from Normal and Normal West for the Intercity Cheer.
We're welcoming Pranav Bukya into the broadcast for the second quarter. Pranav, you talked to Coach Feeney a couple times previewing the season. Can you talk about his experience as a head coach and how that's going to help the Ironmen this year?
Yeah, so I think in 1999, Coach Feeney came to Normal Community, and he was a head coach for a while up until 2007, where he went on to take a job at Illinois Wesleyan as an assistant men's basketball coach. And he was there for 7 to 8 years, and he really learned a lot. He told me, and he really gained a lot of experience out of that, kind of coaching strategies, philosophies, just kind of ways to coach athletes. And I think in 2021, he brought that back to Normal Community, staying as an assistant coach under Coach Mann, but then kind of earning that head coaching job that he's had for recent years. And so I would say Coach Feeney is a very experienced coach. Honestly, in my opinion, he's probably one of the best coaches in the school, just because of the way he handles himself and handles his athletes, and how successful he's been in recent years.
Yeah, thank you.
Feeney's definitely a veteran coach. He coached for 12 years at Illinois Wesleyan, a couple of Elite Eight, Final Four appearances with the boys as an assistant coach there. Now back with the Ironmen. Wildcats starting offense here, leading by 3. They'll move the ball, looking for a post entry, and that one goes off the foot of Wellborn and out of bounds. Gonna be staying with the Wildcats, all the inbound under the basket.
You see the Ironmen sticking with Annie Oliver here to start the second quarter instead of Jocelyn Shiv. Annie Oliver handling the paint well, had a layup last quarter accounting for 2 of the Ironmen's 4 points. So there's a timeout there, Normal West.
Yeah, some good defense from the Ironmen there on the inbound, forcing a timeout.
Yeah, both teams kind of struggling in the half-court offense so far. The Ironmen, the ball's kind of sticking, a lot of dribbling in the half-court, not a lot of movement. Everything you'd expect out of a first game, but Normal West as well, Normal Community, keep doing a really good job of staying in front of their man and causing problems for them on the defensive end.
Yeah, Coach Feeney using their bigs as guards, really. If you can get them in the high post and you can get the ball to them, a lot of teams will collapse and surround themselves around those bigs, and then you can kick it out and you can kick it to the lane, have some backcourt cuts, and cause some confusion on offense. We'll see if the Ironmen will go to that. Here's an Ironman down, but no call there. Dodge now at the top of the key. Johnson is driving a spin move, and she finds number 11, Haley Upton, for the basket. And the Wildcats, rather, extend their lead to 5. Wilde gives it to Michaels in the corner. She'll find Mack at the top of the key, and she's going to let it 5, and no good. Ellison with the rebound.
Yeah, good offensive possession there from the Ironmen. No hesitation, wide open 3. Definitely a win, even though the ball did not go in there.
Now here's Wilson at the top of the key. She gives to Ellison. Retreating as they try to set up a pick and roll here, or pick and pop. Now Johnson with the handoff to Dodge. She'll drive, she finds Upton again, this time going off the foot. It'll be Ironman basketball.
Avery Dodge causing a lot of problems for Normal Community early. She's got 4 points, she's facilitating offense, she's being a true floor general, and finding posts, and causing a lot of problems.
Yeah, Dodge is 5'10", but we've seen a lot of the ball handling from her so far. Here's Michaels, another 3 from the Ironman, no good. Rebound. Back out to Willie, another 3, no good. And that one goes out of bounds. It'll be Wildcat ball. Now Lily Witzik checking in the game for Zoe Wilde.
Lily Witzik.
Ellison takes the ball up, gives it to Dodge. A lot of cutting from the Wildcats. Here's a backcourt cut to Wilson, and she's got the layup. And Coach Feeney will take his first time out of the game. So the Wildcats have jumped out to a 7-point lead in the second quarter here.
If you're a Dave fan, you can't really be mad about the shots you're getting to start the second quarter. I think we've shot 4 open threes. Just not finding the bottom of the net, and that's okay. But layups like that, he's gonna be mad about those. And that's something you can't control on the defensive end. So we're taking a quick timeout to kind of offset that and get their minds back on on the task at hand.
Yeah, I'd say in the first quarter, the Ironmen really struggled with rebounding. However, in that last stint, I think Annie Oliver just got 2 or 3 rebounds in a row all by herself. Just kind of, things you expect from the first game, you kind of pick up things as you go on.
Yeah, when you take those long threes, it's easier to grab those rebounds. That's what Ironmen have been doing on offense, but they got to be grabbing defensive rebounds and stopping those backcourt cuts. They've got them a couple times so far in the second quarter. They break the press once again. Here's a trap, but Michaels gets rid of it to Wellborn. And they'll pass it back and forth. Now Michaels with it. She's got a screen. She tries to find Wellborn. There's a deflection. Here's Mack in the corner driving. She goes up and she is fouled. She'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, a lot of physicality defensively from Normal West here early. The refs letting a lot go, but that's something they just could not let go there. That's why the normal Ironman ball handlers are struggling at the top of the key. They're not calling anything. Just got to be a little bit stronger out there as well.
Yeah, we've seen 5 fouls now called on the Wildcats. We'll see what kind of impact that will have as far as foul trouble. First free throw is no good. Shield checks in for Annie Oliver. We've seen them swap in and out. The 2 sophomores have not played any varsity minutes. And Mack's second free throw is up and no good. Wildcats get the rebound. Dodge is going to look to push the pace. She finds Upton. She goes up. She's fouled and the bucket. Chance for a 3-point play.
Basket is good by Haley Upton. She will have 1 free throw.
I kind of just want to say I didn't really see anything that warranted a foul there. But obviously I'm on the sideline. Maybe the ref saw something that I didn't. But I thought that was enough.
Yeah, usually if you have a tough time getting back, you're going to get penalized anyway. So Dave Feeney's obviously mad about the foul, but he's really mad about his team not getting back, not getting in position there.
There the Wildcats take advantage, making that a 3-point play. Haley Michaels drops her defender. She'll find Williams in the corner. She shot fake and shoots. No good. They get the rebound back. Look to find Shilb in the post, and that is swatted away by another Wildcat defender.
A tough mid-range jumper there from Williams after a kick out from Michaels. Settling for a long 2 is probably one of the worst shots in basketball after a 3. So,
Wildcats get the rebound after a corner 3. Back out to Dodge, no good. Williams corrals the rebound, gives it to Michaels. She's driving, looking to find Mack, and now Mack in the corner. Williams at top of the key, thinks about shooting it. She'll drive, and the layup is good. The first Ironman points we've seen in about 7 minutes now in the contest. They get back on the board, cutting that lead down to 8.
Yeah, great take by Williams there. Ironman got to start stacking stops. They're doing a really good job defensively, actually. Just have to score offensively to keep up with that.
Yeah, Ironman get the rebound. They're pushing it. A great pass from Michaels down to Mack. That is the easy layup. And now here comes the Ironman offense. Back-to-back buckets. Upton on the wing. She gives it to Johnson. She'll let it fly for the 3. No good. Haley's gets a long rebound and pushing tempo once again. Max got a layup, and she makes it once again. And a full timeout called from the Wildcats as the Ironmen go on a 6-0 run.
Full timeout, Normal West.
Yeah, the Ironmen finding a lot of success in transition off of missed Normal West shots. And we talked about Journey Johnson being left open by the Ironmen. Played exactly into the Ironmen's game plan there. She threw up a shot, hit the bottom of the backboard, and the Ironmen able to get an easy run out for a layup that caused a Wildcat timeout.
Yeah, when you take those threes, it allows for a lot of long rebounds, and you find yourself getting the ball at the free throw line or 3-point line, you're headed the other way with numbers. Ironmen have been able to take advantage of that in this third quarter. Found the timeout called from Dave Feeney. We've seen a lot more tenacity in this group, a lot more pace.
Yeah, Coach Dave Feeney, sometimes we see him on the sideline getting after his players. Maybe he's taking a little bit different approach. Haven't seen him get hot through these first 2 quarters, so maybe he's taking a little bit different approach with this team and seeing how they respond to certain teaching approaches. But We'll see how that progresses through the season with him on the sideline.
I would say they responded very well after that timeout that was called. They came out hot there, got a couple of stops and a couple of transition buckets there. That makes it so much easier for a struggling offense if you can get those easy layups and get those players going. We'll see what adjustments the Wildcats have made. Ironman's still on a 6-0 run. Wilde now pressuring Ellison. A different look on defense. She gets it to Wilson. Now to Moon. Back to Wilson. She's driving. And 2 Ironman defenders there stopping her. Rebound from Mack. And she is fouled. Maybe a frustration foul there. Missed layup. Didn't get the rebound. Not what you want when you're already in foul trouble.
Ironmen are playing hard on defense. I've seen 4 possessions in a row where they've guarded the ball really well, forcing a tough shot for the Wildcats. I thought they were going to get out in transition there, but the foul kind of offset that. And here we go with their half-court offense.
Here's Michaels working the press once again, gets it across. Now to Witzig. Wilde gets the top of the key. She's driving. And that is a kickball violation on the pass. They'll stay with the Ironmen.
Wilde doing a good job of getting into driving lanes, getting 2 feet in the paint, but just trying to thread needles that are really, really tight here. So
the Wildcat have been all over the passing lanes, forcing a lot of turnovers. Here's Michaels with a floater attempt. That is blocked, but will be staying with the Ironmen.
The Wildcats, 5, Journey Johnson, and 2, Lizzie Kaiser.
Some fresh legs in for the Wildcats. Johnson and Kaiser. Beckler, her first minutes of the game, gets the touch off the inbound. Now Mack on the wing. She looks for a cutting Wilde. She's on the ground. She's got the ball. That'll be out of bounds, staying with the Ironmen once again.
Another tight needle they tried to thread there. Those cuts kind of look open until the half second that you throw the pass and the defender's already in that passing lane.
Yeah, you see a long wingspan of Dodge getting in there, deflecting that, causing some disruption. They try to find Beckler now.
See a shot clock violation there. That's going to be played in some tournaments this year. Probably not in the conference games, but it'll be played in some tournaments, non-conference games, to get ready for the full implementation of that next year. It's not going to affect the game too much, but I think only 3% of Ironman possessions last year even reached the shot clock, so that'll be a minor part of the game where they have to draw up plays at the end of the possession to get shots there, maybe even go 2 for 1 at the end of the quarter. But seeing that shot clock this year before going full on next year, it changed a lot, defensively and offensively.
Yeah, it's fun to see in these tournaments and must-win games when teams really want to win. They might just hold on the ball if they have a lead and take that all the way down to the final buzzer. That's really not fun to watch. So the shot clock, it makes a lot more fun, a lot more comebacks. Here's a 3 from the Ironmen. Witzig's 3, no good. She gets her own rebound. Now Beckler fighting for it, and she is fouled.
They talk about the shot clock. I remember in 2023, Moline, the team with Brock Harding and Owen Freeman, they would get up 10 or 15 on an opponent and go 4 corners, go 4 out, 1 in, and space out and hold the ball. That's kind of how they got a lot of their wins. That's not saying they weren't a great team, but it got maddening, especially when the Ironmen played them in the sectional semifinal. And, we're down about 8 points, and they just held the ball for the next 15 minutes of the game in the second half. So great to see that, especially in playoff play, which it won't be this year, but there's definitely a long time coming.
Now the Ironmen on offense. Another great inbound play. Beckler is physical possession there and loses the ball. Wildcats now take over.
I think the Ironmen's points per possession is going up drastically even when they just get a shot up, and that sounds obvious, but I see a lot of turnovers here earlier. Another turnover here from West, and they get the ball in the half court.
Here's Wilde after the steal, driving. She's got a floater, no good. Now the Wildcats push the tempo with Wilde on the ground. She's back on defense, guarding the ball handler. And there's a foul, but maybe a desperate one, as Upton had a wide open layup, but good foul there, stopping that. Forced her to shoot 2 free throws here.
Fouls on Taylor Williams, her first, team second, shooting 2 free throws.
Another point of emphasis, when you're in kind of those fast break situations, something that's called a Euro foul. the team on offense has numbers. You want to foul them. Maybe with the guard, someone that you're not concerned about being in foul trouble just to stop play. You want to go for the ball, obviously, so you don't get an intentional foul. But the Ironmen didn't Euro foul there, and they let it get all the way to the paint. Now we're seeing 2 free throws from West.
See Ava Turner checking in the game for the first time. She's a senior, another second time. Sorry. She's a senior, got some experience last year for a 27-7 squad. Michael's working her defender, gets past the press. Another 3 from Witzig, no good. Wildcats get the rebound, get it to Ellison. They have numbers. They'll push it, and cutting. Wildcat gets the wide open floater. Eva Bankson with the bucket. Makes it a 7-point game now.
The Ironmen getting a lot of clean looks from 3, but I'd like to see them getting 2 feet in the paint. Obviously, these are open looks, but 3 ball's not falling here in the first half.
Now the Wildcats have numbers again. Another steal, and Bankson driving and loses control there. It'll be Ironman ball.
Substitutions for Normal Community, 31, Sophia Mack.
We've seen a lot of Ironman fans, a lot of Wildcat fans here tonight. Pranav, can you talk a little about what that environment provides for an intercity game? What that really juices up the players like?
Yeah, so I mean, all these intercity games, they're all kind of crosstown rivals, if you would say. So a bunch of fans are always going to come out and support their teams, their schools play, and this environment's definitely really fun to play in. There's just a bunch of people, loud. Everyone's kind of just cheering and yelling. So it's definitely a tough environment, but it's also a fun one to play in.
Yeah, you learn a lot about your team in the Intercity. It's a playoff-like environment. As many bodies you'll see in this gym, just about. Now Ellison giving it to Banks, and she'll let it fly for 3, and she makes that one. That's her second bucket of the game. That makes it a 10-point game now. First double-digit lead we've seen from the Wildcats or either team. Now Mack facilitating the Ironman offense and has struggled as of late. Turner on the wing. She gets to Michaels. She'll look to drive before kicking it out to Witzig. Now Michaels in the corner with 7 on the shot clock. Witzig will let it fly. No good. Ellison getting another rebound. She gives it to Cutting Dodge, but Michael's there to pick her up. Upton looked to shoot. Let the Ironmen get the steal. Michael's now headed the other way. 31 seconds left in this first half. She finds Turner in the corner, and that is the Ironman first 3-pointer of the game. See if the Ironmen get a stop here. 19 seconds in running left in this first half. Oh, there's a steal attempt, but a foul. Not in the bonus, so they will not go to the line.
Yeah, not a bad foul from the Ironmen there at all. Him going for the ball late in the court, seeing if you can get a steal and maybe a quick bucket, but not putting them in the bonus. Ava Turner didn't have a foul before that, so don't have to worry about that, but good foul there.
Yeah, it slows things down. Now the Wildcats have to get in the backcourt and put together offensive possession. Clock's ticking, 8, 7, 6. Dodge has the ball. She gives it to Upton at the top of the key. Banks has the ball. She'll let it fly at the buzzer. No good. And the Ironmen late in that first half cut the Wildcat lead to 7 with a clutch free from Turner. That's the first 3 of the game. We've seen a lot of threes from the Ironmen, but that is the first one to fall.
Yeah, barring kind of that defensive breakdown that allowed for a Wildcat 3, I thought the Ironmen played really well defensively in that first half. Played really hard, kept their man in front of them. Fell in love with the 3-ball a little bit. Threes didn't fall, so that made it pretty difficult on them to score, but that's why they only have 13 points to show for it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what adjustments Dave Feeney makes at halftime and see what the Ironmen come out with in the third quarter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we saw how easily they could generate threes. If those start to fall and the Ironmen get hot on a certain night, they can be very dangerous as the season progresses.
Catch all the action this season, every Friday night home game, streaming live on NCHSInkspot.com. Don't miss a shot, a rebound, or buzzer beater. Be there. And if you can't, watch it on the Inkspot.
How do you feel being the leading scorer on your senior night blowout game?
It was good. It was good.
My co-host Brady Phelps, and also Normal Community Ironmen football head coach Mr. Jason Dran.
screen game is at? No. We are back in the second half. Wildcats start the ball. Ellison has it, working Wilby. We've seen these two go at it all game. Now Johnson to Wilson to Dodge. Finds Johnson down low. She makes a move. She'll go up. No good. She gets the rebound back. That one rattles out. And Shilb has, and she's fouled.
Yeah, Shilb definitely has that size and interior presence down low, but would definitely like to see a box out, out of some of the Ironman bigs. They're struggling on the boards a little bit. Could definitely help.
German Johnson for third, team first. Checking back in for the Wildcats. 2.
Now we'll see what the Ironman offense can do. A less aggressive press there from the Wildcats. Saw it sag off a little more in the first half. We'll see if that sticks. Here's Williams on the wing. Shill puts it up and no good. It's a good inside look there.
Yeah, a little cross screen and down low to get Shilb a good look. Dave Feeney definitely going to try to get the post involved. Ironman real ahead of the 3 a lot in the first half with only 1 make, so definitely want to focus.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see if they. I wouldn't be surprised if they stick with that in the second half because last one did fall. If they can get those to fall in the second half, it should be a totally different ball game. They can cut this lead. Here's Williams driving baseline. She finds Michaels. Will swing it to Mack. A wide open 3, no good. That one goes out of bounds.
Yeah, not a bad look from the Ironman. We are also joined by Inkspotter Nico Salvati. Nico talked with Coach Feeney during halftime. He did not talk with Coach Feeney during halftime. We were short on time, but Nico's going to be joining us for the third quarter.
Yes, Nico has some insight. He's gotten to know Dave Feeney very well over the past week. Here's Dodge on the post, on the block. Steal from Williams. She tried to keep it in bounds there, but the Wildcats get it back. Now here's a drive and a travel. Wildcats go back to the aggressive press, but they do sag off, just leaving Wildy and 1 defender out there. They've been able to break those defenders down and get into the half court pretty easily, but that takes some time off this shot clock, a little bit of an advantage. Here's a cross-court pass to Michaels, and she drives for a layup, a little too strong. It'll be a Wildcat ball.
Yeah, quick foul from Shield there. That is her third. Annie Oliver is going to come in for Haley Michaels, the baseline drive. The first time the Ironmen have gotten 2 feet in the paint and had almost an uncontested layup in the half court. So we've seen a set where the Ironmen have gotten a clean look down low and then also that in the baseline drive. So definitely a point of emphasis to get in the paint this half.
Yeah, when you keep that ball moving, you can catch some defenders off guards and get some easy drives. Here's a steal from Williams. The Ironmen have numbers, but a steal back from Dodge. She's got a wide open lane. And that layup is good.
Avery Dodge for 2.
Williams looked to push that fast break, but lost control. Now she'll put up a 3, and that is good. A step back 3.
3, Taylor Williams.
Williams not fazed by the open court turnover. It's a step back 3 off of a jab. I haven't seen something like that. First time this season. Nico, can you kind of talk about what you just saw on that that shot from Taylor Williams there?
That was awesome. I mean, I have no words for it. It's just awesome.
That was awesome.
I would have to agree. I'd like the Ironmen to find Williams a little bit more in the half court.
There's another foul called. Physicality every time they try to get the ball down low to their Annie Oliver or Shilb in the post.
Sorry, I'm still on that 3. She actually held the follow through as well.
Number 1.
Seeing a little spunk out of the Ironmen in the second half in this Intercity crosstown rivalry. Appreciate the insight on that, Nico.
Yes. Another foul called on the Wildcats. That's 3 so far in the quarter. It could get to bonus territory.
hot mic there.
Michaels at the top. She gets to Wildy in the corner. That one rattles around, but no good. Ashton Wellborn gets the rebound. She's fouled going back up with it. She'll go to the line for 2. That's the 4th foul called on the Wildcats this quarter.
The Ironmen only have 16 points to show offensively, but I keep harping on. They keep getting clean looks in the half court. And I know they're 1 from 3, but continue to get these clean looks, and Dave Feedy can't be mad at that.
No, you can't. He's very pleased with his team. He's seen a lot of good shooting in practice so far. He said he's seen Witzig be able to shoot the ball, Williams, a couple of juniors that have added some spark and had some great moments. The second free throw is good from Wellborn. It's a 7-point game now. Ellison versus Wildy. Ellison will give it to Dodge. Now on the wing, Ellison will put up for 3, and that is good.
3-point field goal, Braylon Ellison.
A quick shot there from the Ironmen, no good. The Wildcats are headed the other way. They have to slow it down. Ironmen do a good job getting back on defense there. Dodge posting up. Spin move, and another layup from Dodge. She adds to her impressive night. That is a Feeney timeout there. Try to stop this run.
Yeah, that 2-man game from Avery Dodge and Braylon Ellison. Kind of a backbreaker for the Ironmen those last 2 possessions. Braylon Ellison got a couple good looks in the first half that just narrowly hit the back rim, so definitely a problem for the Ironmen if she gets going. And Avery Dodge is West's leading scorer as well.
Yeah, Nico, can you talk about a little bit about what you've seen out of Dodge so far this game?
Yeah, I mean, Avery Dodge has just been kind of owning the paint tonight. She's got 6 points tonight. She's just kind of owning the Ironmen right now.
Yeah, I would also add on, in addition to her scoring, she's done a good job facilitating, being a floor general. That one to Braylon Ellison, that was a quick shot after a quick pass from her. And if the Wildcats start getting going like that in the half court, it could be really a problem for the Ironmen.
Yeah, this is the largest lead we've seen from the Wildcats so far tonight. The Ironmen came out hot with a 3, but the Wildcats have been able to answer back and stunt the run the Ironmen put together. Put together a 6-0 run in the first half, but so far struggled on offense in the second.
You see a different lineup from the Ironmen here. Only 1 starter on the floor. That is Zoe Wilby. Dave Feeney still playing around with the lineups, even with a 12-point deficit, seeing what works, what combinations can give them an advantage.
Yeah, he said it'll take a second for him to find his starting lineup, a real core rotation. Here's a 3 from Turner, no good. Dodge gets the rebound. Wildcats have numbers. Dodge looks for Upton down low, can't get it to her, and Witzig has the ball. Witzig gets her steal. She pushes up to Wellborn, now to Wildy in the corner for a 3, no good. A long rebound goes to the Wildcats. Now Dodge on the wing, working her defender, has a size advantage, and she goes up, and that is good. Second straight basket.
Avery Dodge for 2.
And not a lot of resistance there from the Ironmen for the defense on Avery Dodge. Kind of just walked into the paint, was able to make a contested layup.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of shooting from the Wildcats, but sagging off might give them the momentum to get those easy drives and those easy layups. Here's a foul on Upton. She tried to go up with it. I think they'll call it on the ground.
Fouls on Ava Turner, her second. Substitutions for the Wildcats, 22 Hope Farrell and 21 Savannah Steers. And for the Ironmen, 33 Ella Michaelak and Haley Michaels.
Ellison working, Wildy gets it to Dodge. She's red hot. 3 straight baskets. A spin move there, and she gets another one. She's really got going in the second half. Michaels tries to push the tempo and take advantage. Maybe a little lackadaisical defense. That one goes out of bounds. Be headed back with the Wildcats.
the Ironmen. Not a lot you can do about the Avery Dodge explosion here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, what a night from Avery Dodge. She's got 10 points now.
And those drives, those are contested jumpers that the Ironmen really cannot do anything defensively to stop.
Yeah, here's a free throw line jumper. That one's bouncing around, no good. A tie up down low. Be a jump ball. Same with the Wildcats. A little bit of hustle there from Steers. Well, they get the inbound to Dodge. In the corners, Ellison driving on Wildy. She gets it to Farrell for the three. That one is short. Picked up by the Ironmen. Now we're going to slow it down. Don't want any more turnovers. Witzig has a wide open three. She'll take it. That one is short. And an off-the-ball foul is called. Looks like it'll be staying with the Ironmen.
Even with that foul, West just a little more physical in the second half. Maybe even a lot more physical in the second half. See some displeased West fans in the back of our broadcast.
Fouls on Savannah Steers here first.
Yeah, this is the fifth foul call on the Wildcats. 2 minutes remaining in this second half, or in this third quarter.
Let's get some Michalak to the free throw line. Her first run of the night. Call out the bench. We'll see what she does here.
Yeah, Feeney continuing to go with these different looks, trying to find something. Michalak's first free throw is no good. And the second free throw snaps to the run from the Wildcats, breaking the drought. Now the Wildcats with the ball. Dodge back with it, gets Steers in the high post. She drives. She goes up with it, no good, a little bit too strong. Williams now taking up the court.
Yeah, the problem with the coverage of Avery Dodge, the Wildcats, when you sag back, you kind of let her be the quarterback, let her facilitate offense, kind of decide what she wants to do. If they had some ball pressure on her, I think it'd speed her up a little bit, get her out of her rhythm, maybe make some headway defensively for the Ironmen.
Yeah, maybe the Ironmen try some all-ball pressure. Here's Williams going up, and she was bumped on the layup attempt. She'll go to the line. Another free throw trip for the Ironmen in the second half. It's a 6th foul call on the Wildcats, now in the bonus.
Wildcat fouls on Savannah Steers, her second.
One for two trip from the junior Williams there. Cutting into that lead slowly but surely.
A soft full court press from Willie there. Just a touch foul.
Now a little bit of pressure on this inbound from the Ironmen. Trying to disrupt this red-hot Wildcat offense. And an off-ball foul called on the Wildcats, an offensive foul, rare one. It'll be Ironman
Willie
ball.
doing a really good job getting over the top of that screen and causing West to move right in front of her and have moved the screen right in front of the West face.
Now Witzig has it on the wing. Gets a screen from Williams, looks to shoot. Now Williams will shoot. That is too long. Dodge gets it.
The Ironmen were trying to get into a little ball screen continuity there, but the ball only saw one side of the floor and they get a quick three. Not a lot of developing offense for them in either half tonight, and that's kind of been the story.
Now a no-look pass from Wildy to Witzig on the wing. More screens here now. Wildy puts it up. No good. Ball might have been tipped. The refs say no, and it'll be Wildcat ball.
Checking in for the Wildcats, 2, Lizzie Kaiser.
Now Feeney calling for the full court press. We see Michaels and Wildy on Ellison, forcing Wildcats to get to the Kaiser. She makes a move on the defender, finding Farrell in the corner. Now to Wilson. Ellison on the wing. Ellison gives it to Farrell. Farrell let it fly for the three, and that is her second of the night. I believe that's 2 for 2 for Farrell. 6 points, 2 shots. Williams with a quick drive and a layup.
Taylor Williams for 2.
Beautiful drive and a Euro step there, answering back. Here's another 3 attempt, no good. Wildcats get a rebound and a foul, going back up with it. Chance to put 2 more on the board before we go in the fourth quarter.
Taylor Williams has been a source of offense for the Ironmen in this third quarter when they've been stagnant, getting into the lane, manufacturing shots, and creating. The Ironmen just having a lot of trouble both in transition and the half-court defense stopping the Wildcats, and they're going to win whatever they want.
First free throw is good from Ellison, making this a 16-point game.
11, Haley Upton. 21, Savannah Spears.
And 2 for 2 from the line at the end of this third quarter, making this lead even larger. The Wildcats stick with the full court pressure. It'll be tough to get a shot up here.
At the end of the third quarter.
Now we go to the fourth quarter. We'll be joined by Yusuf Abed, the third man in the booth. He'll give us a little bit of insight on the Ironman girls basketball team and what he's seen so far tonight.
Yeah, Yusuf and Nico have a lot of experience doing interviews with head coaches. They formed a relationship with head volleyball coach Christine Konopasek during their state run, or super sectional run rather, doing a good job for the Inkspot. Yusuf, what did you see, and why were the Wildcats so successful offensively in that third quarter?
You know, you got to look at the Wildcats and how they've prepared for this game. Wildcats have 3 games under their belt. Normal Community coming out just 17 practices, no game so far. It's going to be hard coming out in your first game when the other team has already gotten a chance to get these looks going and get their operation.
Yeah, absolutely. They look a lot more polished offensively for sure. That's been the big difference. I think the Ironmen are playing relatively hard defensively. You know, there's been some lapses at times. But, yeah, West just looks a lot cleaner in the half court with their sets, you know, sharing the ball, getting to the shots, getting the spots they want to get to. And I think Normal will have to put some full court pressure on to cut into this lead and make this even a ball game.
In the first half, we saw a lot of ball moving from the Ironmen, moving that ball around, trying to get open threes, and they were taking them, but they weren't falling. So now they're trying to set some screens and get some easy drives here. But the Wildcats have stayed sound defensively, getting in those passing lanes and stopping those defenders from getting easy drives to the basket.
Kind of looking ahead offensively for the Ironmen. Only 21 points manufactured in these first 3 quarters, but Taylor Williams making a case to be the featured man offensively here with a couple tough drives, and here comes a baseline drift. Haley Michaels with the bucket there.
And we talk about Taylor Williams. She had a game last year with 10 threes as a freshman. Coming into this, we're seeing a lot of underclassmen cementing themselves in this first game.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about Williams, Schilb, Annie Oliver's gotten minutes as well as West sets up here in the half court.
Here's another drive from Dodge. That time, good defense from the Ironmen, but she gets the rebound back. Now Wilson with the 3, no good. And John saves that from going out of bounds, but Ironmen have it with numbers. And Dodge gets in the passing lane there. Now a couple of bodies on the ground. They'll call a travel as she went to the ground with that one.
We'll see what the Ironmen get into in the half court here when they're not sped up and in transition.
Yeah, you got to get things going quick here in this fourth quarter to have a chance as the game winds down. They do have the shot clock on their side. Here's Wildy for 3. No good. The ball's on the ground, and so are a couple of Wildcats. Here's another jump ball. Staying with the Wildcats.
It's been a slow night for the Ironman offense. Looking back last season, though, we had glimpses of Zoe Wildy. She's an athlete. She has dual threat offensive capabilities, and Coach Feeney's been going with a lot of looks so far tonight, going into the first game. Excited to see what they're going to do later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Zoe's gotten some good looks tonight. You know, not the night she wants shooting the ball, but I'm sure those will fall as the season progresses, even as this week progresses in Intercity.
Yeah, we've seen some fundamental ball handling from Michaels and Wilde. That's crucial in these high-pressure, high-stake games, especially when the Wildcats are putting this much pressure on the ball. It's just a matter of the Ironmen can drive and penetrate and kick it out for those wide-open threes.
In all game, they've been pressing, and the Ironmen keep control of the ball. They're showing a lot of poise when they contain it.
Here's Wilde driving, getting it to Michaels. She'll find Schmild. She drives. She's fouled on the ground, though. No chance for a free throw.
Yeah, we see a glimpse of Jocelyn Schild there. The first time she's tried to get into a driving lane. I'd like to see them get into a driving lane, maybe look for one of Taylor Williams or Zoe Wilde on a kick out. Getting an inside-out three, that's one of the best looks in basketball. And so going to Schild here.
Yeah, here's the inside-out action, just like you talked about. Now Wilde driving, she's fouled once again. It's back-to-back fouls calling the Wildcats, being very physical in the second half.
Braylon Ellison, her second at the line for 2 free throws. Zoe Wilde.
Wilde's first free throw is good. Getting her shooting touch back.
Number 3, Ashlyn Wellborn.
Wilde goes 1 for 2 from the line. Now the Wildcats with the ball. Dodge getting it to Wilson in the corner. Dodge looking to drive. She's got a one-on-one on Michaels. And she'll go up with it, and that one rattles around and out. But
Haley
the Wildcats
doing
get it
a
back.
great job of balling up there on the Dodge drive. As the Ironmen stay in front of their man, that should not be a jump ball. Oh, that's
Jump ball, Normal Community possession.
I didn't think the Wildcats got on that for long enough. But
There's been some frustrations tonight with the Ironmen, but once again, they're a young team. It's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take a little bit of settling in to get this offense going.
yeah, exactly. I think Coach Feeney teams are always succeeding at the right time in February and March.
Yeah, these seniors got a lot of experience in practice last year, but not much game experience. So they're getting a little different experience here. Game 1 with about 1,000 fans here. Dodge will go to the line for 2 free throws. She's fouled.
You certainly can't replicate game experience. You can practice as much as you want, but when the lights go on, the adrenaline comes on. The feel is just different. Until these seniors and juniors and sophomores get 6 or 7 games under their belt, it's not going to change.
You talk about the lights in this gym going on. We got new jumbotrons in the big gym here at Normal Community. Yusuf, can you talk about what that adds to the aura of this gym?
I mean, it's an atmosphere, right? Before, when you see these old scoreboards, you may be not as appalled, maybe not as engaged. But yeah, I feel like it just adds a lot more emotion and energy to just the whole entire stadium itself.
Yeah, it makes you feel like a real college experience. Here's Dodge with a jab step, spin move, a layup, no good. Schilb gets it, hands it off to Michaels. And there's a turnover, no, a foul. Called on the Wildcats.
I understand it's a 16-point deficit with a little more than 5 minutes to go, but I'd still like them to slow it down a little bit in transition here. Get a shot that they want. Maybe start stacking some stops and cutting into this lead and making a game with under 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Coach Feeney is telling his girls right now. They got to slow it down and stop having the turnovers and control this game, even though they are down.
It is tough, though. Like Andrew Nauer, like you said earlier, you're talking about how you can't replicate game reps. A lot of these players here, they didn't get much game reps last year, and now it's a lot of pressure. You know, first game of the season against a rival in town.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is definitely a crowd. I mean, these crowds will probably only get bigger through the week. So this will definitely be a good learning experience, although the learning curve will be sharp. But that'll help the Ironmen out in the long run, even if they take a couple losses early.
Yeah, Coach Feeney, he didn't put a lot of pressure on these intercity games. He said them as glorified scrimmages. You're really trying to figure out who you are in these intercity games. They don't count towards conference play or anything. So even though the Ironmen are 4-time winners the past 4 years, not really as high stakes as people play it up to be. But here's a foul, another one on the Wildcats. This time Mack will go to the line.
Great move there by Jocelyn Schild. Had the pump fake and almost the up and under look there. I could kind of see her having a development. One that we saw last year out of a big man on the boys basketball team. And Kobe Walker got a lot of time as a sophomore. Maybe not as much time as a junior, but as a sophomore. But someone that on the interior that just kept getting better year after year. And I could definitely see that in Schild.
Yeah, Kobe Walker, the single season high Normal Community rebound leader.
2 free throws.
A true icon. You can still feel his presence in the gym. We're still talking about Kobe Walker.
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to be on, unfortunately, Kobe will not be back this week on Thanksgiving break. He's with his own season without Brazo, but we're certainly missing Kobe in the boys basketball program, but also in the school and seeing his face in the hallways.
Yeah, he's a great personality. Now Dodge. Now Wilson on the wing, or Upton on the wing, rather, sorry. And a drive and a floater here, too strong. Michaels gets the rebound. She's looking to push the tempo. Nasty crossover, but has to slow it down. Not much there on the fast break. Now Turner looking to shoot. She'll drive, kick it to Mack. And here's a tie-up. Another jump ball, this time with the Wildcats.
You know, Feeney's been talking about how turnovers are usually seen as bad, but not all turnovers are bad. It shows physicality, it shows strength and energy in a way. And these turnovers aren't all bad, but on the stat sheet it may not show as positive.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they're trying to get into driving lanes. Most of these are aggressive turnovers, not them being tentative, but them trying to make plays. So definitely agree with that as Willie checks back in the game.
We haven't seen a lot of unforced turnovers from the Ironmen. It's been a lot of great Wildcat defense. They've been getting in the passing lanes and reaching at balls, trying to break up this offense. Dodge working her defender, driving, looks for Upton down low, but that'll roll out of bounds. It'll be Ironman ball. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. Ironmen are down 14, got to get something going. Be a Wildcat timeout.
And we see Avery Dodge go into the paint. She's doing it all game, and Iron's starting to contain it. A little bit too late though.
She's getting a lot of momentum as she drives, and that's hard to stop. She's got the 5'10" frame, and you got Michaels and Wilde guarding her, because she does have the ability of a guard. She has the ball handling and the down low work.
Expect some full court pressure here from the Ironmen. Maybe going away from that man press look that they've given all game, trying to get into it, maybe a diamond, get some traps, put some pressure on West. They're going to need something here as the 14-point deficit for them to overcome.
There are a lot of times, you know, throughout the season, especially deeper into the season, you can predict what a team will come out with. We've talked about it all night. Feeney is you know, testing these different looks, and he has so many possibilities with this young offense and young defense.
Yeah, I think the Ironmen are normally going to come out in a man-to-man defense. You know, that's kind of a pillar of Feeney's philosophy, but maybe we'll see some zone later in the season. It's a young team with quick guards, maybe trying a 1-2-2 or 2-3 look, trying to maximize that quickness. But I think man might be the best option for them to do that, but we'll see how they can guard, you know, some of the conference's best players and some of the players they'll see throughout the season.
More physicality on the drive. Ironmen are not getting a lot of penetration on these drives, a lot of physicality. Sometimes being called fouls, but That can really wear you down as you keep driving and you keep being met with bodies.
Yeah, Taylor Williams, Haley Michaels, Zoe Willie doing a good job of getting in the paint. Not getting a lot of help from the refs tonight. But that's not necessarily bad. It's been a consistent approach both ways. You know, letting both the teams play makes for a physical contest and one that's fun to watch.
0 for 2 from the free throw line. Now Kaiser has the ball. She gets a dodge. Michael's guarding her. She gets the deflection, forces Dodge to pick it up. Johnson with a quick drive and a basket. A little bit of a defensive breakdown there.
And a lot of the points we see from the Wildcats are coming from inside the perimeter.
Yeah, we've seen some backdoor cuts and some drives off some screens. Now Wildcats down, the Ironmen have numbers.
Injury timeout.
She was hitting the head after that pass after a Haley Michaels. We're back from an injury timeout. Johnson from West is going to head to the bench following that Ironman turnover and travel. As we see, there's another man press look. Going to switch all these screens from the Wildcats, trying to make it tough on them. There's a timeout from West, rather.
It's great press right there from the Ironmen, forcing them to call a timeout. It would have been a 5-second violation. So if they have some success with that, maybe Feeney will look to go to that in other intercity games.
And we're talking about violations. Nauer, Phelps, what do you guys feel about the new shot clock being implemented on tournament games? First time they've done it starting this year.
Yeah, we talked about this a little in the first half. It definitely changes things as far as possessions go at the end of quarters, maybe going 2 for 1, something you see in the NBA and college a lot. You know, getting a shot up quick if you have a chance to go. Get 2 offensive possessions before they get 1 offensive possession. But kind of see in this game, it doesn't really have a lot of impact. I think we did some research for the boys' possessions last year. I think only 3% of possessions reached that 35-second mark. So not going to have too much impact on the possession-to-possession basis. But late in the games, if you're going to try to hold the ball or you know, do things that way, spread it out in 4 corners, try to hold your lead, it's not going to work. And I think that's the main reason for it, and that's why it's going to be great for high school basketball.
It definitely makes things more entertaining when a team gets out ahead. It forces them to put up some shots and not just hold the ball and milk the clock, as they sometimes do.
Yeah, 35 seconds is a lot of time. You'd actually be surprised. I mean, in college, it's 30, changed 5 years ago, but it makes a big difference, 35 and 30.
Here's a cross-court pass to Michaels. She'll look to drive. She kicks it to Wilde for 3. That one rattles around, no good. And that ball will go out of bounds off for the Wildcats. Here's Michaels driving after a beautiful fake, and she gets a reverse layup. Fooling the defender there.
For 2.
Ironman back at the press.
Haley Michaels does a great job getting 2 feet in the paint. She's especially successful when she gets a little deeper in the paint than when she gets on those side-to-side drives. When she's going north and south, she's really good, as opposed to when she's going east and west.
Yeah, now the Wildcats trying to slow it down with 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Trying to milk as much clock as they can. Ironman had something going there with the press and a couple of scores. They call the screen, but Dodge takes it the other way in a layup, freezing her defender with the screen.
There was an example of that shot clock. We talk about A lot of teams would hold it the entire time there or try to. Now time is against them.
There's a foul slowing things down as these teams go back and forth. A couple of scores from both teams.
Ironmen fouls on Ashley Wellborn, her first, team third. Shooting 2 free throws for the Wildcats, Braylon Ellison. For Normal Community, 5, Ava Turner, and 13, Brooke Niekamp.
See Brooke Niekamp checking the game for the first time tonight. Ellison goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
Ellison. Substitution for the Wildcats, 15, Peyton Harmon.
See what kind of offense Ironman can generate with 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Down 16. Probably a lot of threes coming pretty soon here. And there's one from Witzig. That one is no good. Kaiser pushing it up the court to Ellison. She loses grip. It'll be Ironman ball.
Feeney talks about threat the Ironmen outside of the perimeter. We see a lot of that, a lot of quick threes as this game comes down to the last minute and a half.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of threes. If the Ironmen can get high, we see in warm-ups, we see in practice, and Feeney talks about the threes that they have been draining, but we're yet to see those. If we start seeing those, the Ironmen can be very dangerous.
Yeah, some of the cons of living and dying by the three is on a bad shooting night. It gets really tough. So you have to have the ability to get in the lane and not only get in the lane to find shooters, but also finish in the paint and manufacture your offense that way.
Here's Wilson up top, calling for the screen. Little pick and roll action. Wilson steers.
Looks like just a substitutions timeout, not an official timeout from West.
For the Wildcats, 23, Riley Cusick, 24, Samira Brown.
Wildcats have been doing a good job implementing all of their players, giving them all roles.
You see Niekamp with a charge there, drawing a charge. Something we saw at a Dexter Niekamp a couple years ago and a state runner-up.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job by Brooke Niekamp there, drawing the charge late in the game where she totally did not have to step in front of the defender there. But it shows the Ironmen's culture and why their program is aligned with such a high standard. Someone's taking the charge. They're down 16 with a minute to go, and they're putting their body on the line.
There, Steers gets a steal. Wildcats try to get another shot off before the end of the game. Floater is no good. Headed out of bounds, but Brown corrals it. Brown looks to drive before she kicks to back up at the top of the key. 10 seconds remaining in this game. See if the Wildcats will just hold it. Try to get another score. Brown goes up with it. No good, but the rebound and the putback is good. And that is officially a 48-30 ball game. Wildcats get their second Intercity win of the year. They jump to 3-1. The Ironmen fall to 0-1. Still have 3 more chances at Intercity. But the Wildcats are leading in girls Intercity so far.
Thank you for tuning in to the Inkspot stream tonight. I am Andrew Nauer, joined by Brady Phelps, Yusuf Ben, also joined by Pranav Bookie and Nico Salvati at points in the game, but we're signing off for the night.
Clutch. Ice in their veins. Mamba mentality. For years, elite athletes have been portrayed as unbreakable, superhuman competitors who push through any challenge. But while athletes are incredible, they aren't invincible. Michael Phelps, Simone Biles, Serena Williams, Noah Lyles. These Olympians have broken the silence on mental health struggles, challenging the old shut up and dribble mindset. A new era has embraced a new mantra: open up and inspire. It's a message that resonated at Normal Community on January 15th during the annual Stay Another Day night, where the girls and boys basketball teams took the floor for a doubleheader, warming up in gear promoting the movement started by community alum Mackenzie Nelson. Nelson, a former community softball player, built a brand and a message that has become a lasting legacy in her hometown. But before Stay Another Day reached thousands, it was a lesson she learned through personal experience.
She went on to play college softball, got injured, took a line drive to the face.
In the wake of that career-ending injury, Nelson developed Stay Another Day, a simple yet powerful reminder she needed during the pressures of her athletic career. Today, that message has reached millions.
She'd tell the coaches how she was feeling, and they told her she's being dramatic and go to bed. I mean, she heard that, and she came back home. She's like, my mental health is more important than that.
Now an advocate for mental health, Nelson has grown Stay Another Day into a movement, but she also lives by its principles. Unable to attend this year's event due to illness, she put her own lesson into practice, prioritizing self-care.
She's not feeling well, or she had been here tonight, but like she would be ecstatic to see everybody wearing all the Stay Another Day stuff, for sure.
Outside the gym, a Stay Another Day stand showcased Nelson's brand, this time featuring a special collaboration with the girls' basketball program, incorporating their season mantra, "Fear is a liar." For community's athletes who are walking the same halls Mackenzie once did, the event is more than just another game. It's a reminder of the importance of mental health, one that extends far beyond the school, as NCHS Resource Officer Jeremy Flood has seen firsthand.
Connecting is protecting, all right? So spreading the message that Mackenzie has to as many kids as we can across the state is my goal. I don't know if kids from Centennial knew about Stay Another Day, but they do now.
That message has gone beyond just the halls of community. Over the last few years, Nelson has spoken to health classes at NCHS, addressed 300 Illinois resource officers at
Catch all the action this season, every Friday night home game, streaming live on NCHSInkspot.com. Don't miss a shot, a rebound, or buzzer beater. Be there, and if you can't, watch it on the Inkspot.
How do you feel being the leading scorer on your senior night blowout game?
It was good. It was good.
My co-host Brady Phelps, and also Normal Community Ironmen football head coach Mr. Jason Dran.
Ashlyn Lowborn, senior, and I play the 4.
Jocelyn Schill, sophomore, forward.
I'm Ava Turner, and I'm a senior, and I'm a shooting guard.
Haley Mikeville, senior, point guard.
Brooke Niekamp, senior, post.
Addison Taylor, senior, guard.
Izzy Beckler, senior, forward.
Lily Witzig, junior, guard.
I'm Taylor Williams. I'm a guard, and I'm a junior.
Eloise Oliver, I'm a sophomore, and I'm a guard.
I'm Sophia Mack. I'm a junior, and I'm a guard.
Ella Michaelak, senior, small forward. Zoe Wilde, point guard, 2026.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm alongside Pranav Bhutia, staff writer, and Dave Feeney and Dave Witzig, head coaches of the boys and girls basketball team. It's opening week for the Ironmen. We're going to be previewing the season. Pranav, would you like to get started?
Yeah, but first we're going to alternate questions between head coaches. Let's get right to it.
Coach Witzig, you're coming off a Sweet 16 in March and a state runner-up a year ago. What are you doing in practice to hone in and prepare your guys for another year of success?
No, it's going to be a lot different this year. I've been very lucky to have 6'9" guys at our school for many years. And so the last 4 or 5 years, we focused on getting the ball to the 6'9" guys by the basket because they were really good basketball players. We don't have a 6'9" guy this year. We don't have a big, strong post player. So it's going to look different. So it's we've been preparing our offense to be a little bit different without a guy in the post.
Okay. Coach Feeney, the Iron have set a standard the last 4 years, winning 116 games and 4 regional titles, plus Intercity and State Farm Classic success. How will this roster kind of keep your program aligned with that standard?
Yeah, I think when you talk about the standard, it's just playing really, really hard and playing together, being ridiculously unselfish. This group will do those things. I don't know how we'll do coming right out of the gate because we have a lot of inexperience that we're going to have to do a good job as coaches is helping them along, helping them to relax, just be themselves. But I think by the end of the season, we're definitely going to meet that standard and be a really good basketball team.
All right. Coach Woodsy, you talk about having guys in the paint, 6'9", Kobe Walker, Jaheim Weber for now 4 years now. With those guys off of Division I school, what changes offensively and defensively?
Yeah, we're going to our offense is going to be more spread out. So you won't see a guy sitting in the post asking for the ball. So hopefully we're going to see guys make a bunch of threes. We're going to see guys drive to the basket now. You have to score in the paint in high school basketball to win. And we're going to have to do it differently. It's going to have to be guys driving and cutting in there instead of throwing it to a guy who can make a good post move. So we've been working really hard on kind of some new offensive ideas. I think this is going to be one of the fastest offensive teams I've coached. We're kind of known for being slow and methodical because of our big guys. And so we're going to have to really ramp up the pace this year.
Coach Feeney, kind of going off what you said in your last answer, you've got 8 seniors on a 13-man roster, but only 3 logged meaningful minutes last season. What did you build into the offseason to make sure that these less experienced seniors are ready for that live varsity speed?
Yeah, well, I think one thing is even going back to last season, them going against our kids last year was really, really good for them. One thing that we've kind of built into our program that I think is kind of unique in girls basketball, especially in the area, is kids kind of paying their dues and waiting their turn, so to speak. If you look around a lot of girls rosters, there's a lot of freshmen, ton of sophomores that get significant playing time. That's fairly rare in our program. We do have a couple sophomores in Jocelyn Schilb and Annie Oliver who will get some time for us this year. But I think by the time that some of our juniors and seniors get to log those meaningful minutes, they're kind of chomping at the bit to get their turn. I love the fact that some of them were frustrated last year because they thought they were ready. And so now it's their time to prove it, and they're hungry to do so.
Last year, you had Andrew Nauer and Jerome Bird leading the way in minutes, second and third behind Kobe Walker. With those ball handlers back, what does that unlock for your pace in late game situations?
That's huge. High school basketball, you need good guards. You need great guards to win and to go far march. And so we're fortunate to have our starting backcourt from last year's team back. So I think a lot of people are forgetting that two of our most experienced players, they have to handle the ball. And in our conference in 4A basketball, there's a lot of defensive pressure. So having those two guys, it's just huge. They need to lead. They play a lot of basketball. They've lifted a lot of weights to get ready for this. So we need those two guys to lead our team because the ball is going to be in their hands a lot. We have some other good guards coming up too, so I'm excited about our guard play. But those two guys with their experience, they were on the floor last year in the Sweet 16 game against Quincy when there was 4,000 Quincy fans there, and it was an incredible atmosphere. And so they know what it's like, and so we're going to need them to be one of the leaders of our team.
This year, Haley Michaels is your lone returning starter. Who should fans expect alongside Michaels in that starting lineup Saturday, and what roles are you counting on from the group?
I think we've got really a lot of kids that are going to be able to contribute this year, but I think you mentioned Haley. We're expecting big things from Haley, just like Coach Witchy just said about his guys. When you've been there in the heat of battle, you kind of have a calming influence on the rest of the team. And I think Haley definitely exhibits that type of leadership. Zoe Wilde, Sophia Mack, Ashton Wellborn, Lily Witzig, who knows this guy a little bit, Taylor Williams, Jocelyn Schild, Annie Oliver are just some of the kids. I mean, that's probably a majority of our minutes in that group, to be honest. But other kids are going to contribute. We've got some seniors that, are ready to come off the bench and do some big things. Izzy Beckler, Ella Michalak, Brittany Camp have all had great moments in practice. And still, I'm not mentioning a great shooter like Ava Turner. Like, we have some specialists that can do some things that then it's up to us as coaches to find the right minutes to get them so they can help our team.
You field injuries from 6'7" Jarrell Brown and 6'5" Chase Casson. What versatility do they provide on offense and defense, and how are you looking to deploy them in matchups?
Yeah, they do have some height and length. We don't have the 6'9" strong bruiser, but we do have a lot of length. We're not super wide and strong, but Chase did a great job rebounding for us last year. Jarrell had some great moments. He had 5 threes against Peoria High last year. So those guys came off the bench most of the year, and they're high-end players. They have a high ceiling. They can handle the ball. They can shoot the three. They can penetrate. They can pass. They can rebound. And so, yeah, those two guys are going to be counted on to do a lot of things because they're very highly skilled. That's why we need to spread the floor out and give them opportunities to do some things they can do well.
Compared to recent seasons, your top players are pretty undersized. What versatility to how does that shape your offensive spacing and your defensive approach, whether that's pressure, switching, or rebounding emphasis?
Yeah, rebounding is going to be huge for us. And quite honestly, it's a major concern heading into the season. It's something that we're going to have to really work on and be conscious of. We're always telling our kids it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. So we need some fight in us. We also need that same mentality defensively. We got to do a better job of containing the ball and keeping it in front this year. Last year, we would kind of funnel things toward Marco. Reyna last year solved a lot of problems for us, just being a great help defender. So we got to do a better job of just containing, keeping the ball in front, making kids take tough shots. And then, as you just said, we got to rebound the basketball. And then offensively, we kind of the same format we've been using. Even though we had some size, we've kind of been known for spreading the floor, getting the ball in the paint through penetration, not just through paint touches through the post, but also when we feed the post, turning our post player almost into a distributor and a guard, more so than just a finisher. So getting them to look to kick out. In girls basketball, so many teams collapse once you throw that ball in. We got to make sure we keep them honest. And one great thing we have going for us, we have a lot of kids that can put the ball in the basket from the perimeter. So when you can do that, you force teams to come out, and then they're more susceptible to being attacked inside.
You have another demanding schedule. You got East Peoria, Alton, Richwood, Zaniqua Valley, some of them very talented teams. How do these regular season tests shape you for February and March?
It's so fun. I mean, we are in a great spot geographically for the state, and since we're 4A, we are constantly looking for some great competitions in our non-conference schedule. We have a great basketball conference, boys basketball conference, and but we get to travel. You play 31 games, and I think 10 of them are conference games, so you have to come up with a lot of non-conference games, and it is so fun to travel around the state, play these different teams. We're looking forward to playing Alton. They're supposed to be one of the better teams from the south. We play East Peoria. They're supposed to be one of the better teams in Peoria area. We're going up north to the Wheaton tournament, and we play a bunch of suburb schools. And when you play suburb schools, it's a whole different kind of refereeing and ball games. And so it's really fun to be where we're at in the state, so we can travel around and play these different teams. Play Cardinal Ritter on a Monday in February. One of the best teams in St. Louis is coming up to play us. So just really fun to play different teams. We're playing guys that are going to be playing college basketball. I turned on the TV the other night. Michigan's playing, and Merez Johnson is out there, and we played him, and so it's just fun to play those teams, and those are all great learning experiences to get you ready for March.
You won 9 straight against Normal West. How do you make sure that this group doesn't overlook a rival that you've dominated in recent years, especially in an opener?
Every year is different. Our kids know that. This group, one thing that helps is Normal West kicked our butt this summer. So our kids know that Normal West is super talented, young, very athletic. Every year it's kind of its own thing. We've had a great run here over the past several years, and these kids are anxious to put their own kind of stamp on it. But they know that nothing's going to be nothing's going to be given to them. So I think that they have a chip on their shoulder. As I said earlier, when they've kind of waited their turn, so to speak, and they want to prove now that they can do it. But we know every team in the Intercity is going to pose a huge challenge no matter what's happened in the past.
Taking a look at boys Intercity, what do you see the teams? What challenges might they pose?
Intercity is a very unique tournament. If you look at what other schools are doing, they're playing their Thanksgiving tournaments, and they play teams from all over the state, teams that they're not very familiar with, and they only play them one time, and that's it. But we're playing our arch rivals, who we know really well, who the guys we play pickup basketball with in the summer, and every game is going to be tough. I look back in the state year 2 years ago. Normal West in that first game of the year gave us one of our closest games of the year, one of our toughest games, and so you just never know. Talent is kind of thrown out the window. And everybody's kind of gunning for us since we're the biggest school in town. And it does. It poses a lot of challenges. And it's great, though. You really learn a lot about your team. You come running out of there at Wesleyan. There's 2,000, 3,000 fans there at the game number one. And people are hooting and hollering. So you really learn about your team. How are we going to be able to handle the bright lights now that the season started? And those are just great opportunities to learn and grow.
Going off my last question. West will have played 3 games before community has played 1. Wow. What advantages or disadvantages does that create for you? Like fresher legs versus just game experience? And how do you manage that in preparations this week?
It might just mean it was really bad scheduling on Coach Feeney's part. That's what that might mean. No, I think it's interesting because for years, you had 2 weeks, and then on that Monday, 2 weeks after practice started, you had games. And one thing that I really like is having some extra time to get our kids ready. And a couple of our kids were making runs in other sports, in volleyball and things. So now they've been with us. But that first game is still, your first game. So there's still going to be some jitters. There's still going to be some things that you're figuring out. Normal West will have already done that 3 times, as you mentioned. Part of that's because we have the bye on the opening night of Intercity. One disadvantage, as you said, could be, West is going to be playing their 4th game of the week. But also, and we've gotten to see them, so we will have some film on Normal West and they won't have anything on us. So as far as advantage, disadvantage, I don't think there's a whole lot to it. I think you just go out there and lace them up and play and kind of see what you've got. We approach Intercity, and we've done this every year. We've been fortunate enough to win it the last 4 years. But we kind of approach it like, hey, these are preseason games. We tell our kids it's glorified practice. These are scrimmages. Let's see what we have. Let's find ourselves. And I think taking that pressure off our kids has served us really well. And then just go out there and play. And then it's our job as coaches to adjust to what we see and to help our kids be as successful as they can.
You talk about winning Intercity and winning the State Farm Classic. Obviously, those are big goals you have every year. But how crucial is it to get these wins early on and give you a better playoff seed in one of the toughest subsectionals in the state?
That is a good point. I mean, it's not the most important tournaments, the 2 you mentioned. Conference is probably the most important, and then regionals. But you do play games to help your seed in March, and so every game does matter. And so we got it's really nice to start fast and do well. But this is my 27th Ironman basketball team. We've had years where we've gone 1-3 or 2-2 at Intercity and end up doing well in March. We've had years where we went 4-0 at Intercity and kind of fall short in March. So it's not a true indicator of how your season is going to be, but it is obviously much more fun to come out with a great start. But you just have to. It's such a grind. The season, it's so long, and we play 31 games, which is awesome. And so we just want to try to get better and better. But it's personal when you play these Intercity games too. So it adds a lot of uniqueness to it.
And one thing I think having some shared success earlier in the season where everybody gets to celebrate and feel good is good for morale. It's good for the team. It's a great way to start the season and build some confidence, get it off on the right foot.
Coach Fee, could you walk us through? Could you walk us through the decision to add a male practice squad?
Yeah.
How has that sharpened your preparation heading into the opener?
Some of it goes back to your last question about other teams are playing this week. We're filming those sections with our male practice squad, and so we go in and break that down and kind of watch some moments with our team just as if that were a game. We mentioned rebounding earlier being a concern. If you don't box a guy out, he gets the board because he's bigger and more athletic. So we're just trying to do some things to kind of emphasize some key